Extra food, the taste so divine. Extra.
Welcome, my name is Sabina Stadler. This week I wanted to explore the Western African foods. As you can see, I'm dressed for the occasion because I have a few Nigerian friends and I was curious, you guys stay in Kenya for like 3 months straight. Don't you miss your home food? And they told me there's this one place in Kenya that we always get our Nigerian fix, and it's called Kenjeria, all the way on Thika Road. And I'm here to find out if truly you can live in Kenya and still eat in Nigeria. So I'm here with Oga Imma. Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.
I've heard so much about Kenjeria. What do you guys have for us today?
There is one meal that always occupies a prime position. Basically because it's really popular in Nigeria, and also because the ingredients are not as difficult to find as something. So it's always part of the menu. It's called fried rice. On the side dish, because of based on popular demand and everything, we're also going to be making plantains. Basically, I'd like to show you, because the way we make meat in West Africa, it's pretty simple. There are some things we add to it that bring up a completely different flavor. Because your meat, it's very important for your meat to have a certain flavor. We always save the broth and use it, but preferably for the same meal that you're going to be eating, so that there's like a unison of taste. The meat, basically what we put inside is just 4 main things. Beef cubes, Nigerian pepper, I think...
Beef cubes?
Yeah, beef cubes. In 1 kg rather, you use mostly 2 beef cubes is enough. So since this is almost one, we're still going to use 2 proper beef cubes. So you just spread, and then spread this as well, and then a little bit of salt.
Salt.
Onions.
Onions.
Yeah.
So this is not just salt and seasoning, and you guys do the whole shebang when you're boiling your meat.
It's like an unofficial thing in Nigeria. The more, in West Africa generally anyway, the more the onions or whatever spices you're using, the sweeter it will be. And when I say the more, that doesn't mean you should necessarily make it over, because anything that's too much will always be bad. And then for the grand finishing, my favorite actually, Nigerian pepper.
Nigerian pepper.
Yes. Here it's really hot, and then it's perfumed. It's perfumed because it smells a bit different from like pili in this part where you have like bullet and the other things.
It depends on how hot you want your dishes.
Yeah, because it's important to put a moderate amount of everything here, because you're still going to use this in making the food. So if you put too much spices in this, then you're making the real food, and then you still add spices, that makes the food over spicy. So it's good to moderate the amount you put in the meat, since you're using it for the main meal itself.
So this is ground red chilies, some kind of chili mixed with oil.
It's kind of close. It's kind of close to jalapenos. It's not mixed with oil. It's the water from inside. Once it's blended, this water comes from inside.
Okay. So you do this from the whole. You get this from Kenya. You don't get any of this.
No. All these are available in Kenya. They're available in stores and everything.
So we can still make Nigerian food using Kenyan products.
Apparently. So basically, all the 4 main ingredients are inside. It's time to make the meat, but normally I don't like making it on gas. I like making it on jiko, because back home, food made with firewood is always going to be sweeter.
So our spicy meat is in the jiko. So next we're gonna find out how these plantains are brought to life. Yeah. Welcome back, Oga Imma. So this is oil. I'm guessing
basically cooking oil. We're going to be deep frying the plantains, and it's always advisable to deep fry them until they are golden brown. And also do not over salt. Just enough for everything.
Okay.
Please pass me the plantain.
I can see our rice is almost ready.
Yes. And then a little bit of salt, please.
And then this fries for how long?
Basically about 5 to 10 minutes, depending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. And they smell so nice.
Yep.
So you have Kenyans even come here, loyal
Kenyans,
customers.
Chinese, Ugandans, lots of different people who, because apparently Nigeria is a brand, so to a certain degree, a lot of people like to identify and understand.
So what's next?
So this.
Wow, that's a lot of oil.
Yes, onions have a very strong effect on any meal, and like I told you before, it's the more the better. You can never go wrong with them, no matter the amount.
Oh, I love onions.
We fry those for some time, allow them merge, and that makes sense. And then after this, we bring everything else that makes up fried rice. Carrots, boiled peas, French beans, and chops of liver.
Okay.
So everything is mixed together and then is added to the onions. It's a very colorful dish, by the way. Fried rice, I think, historically, was a vegetarian's meal.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the liver and I think the liver and the process of cooking was just something that Nigerians and West Africans worked upon. So it just depends on the kind of vegetables you like as a person. They already, you see, there's that golden brown thing. So we remove these.
So we drain it out?
Yes.
Oh, it smells so nice.
Tastes even nicer.
I can imagine. It is almost grilled. I think it's because it's brownish.
Yeah, golden brown. This is where it is at its best. If it goes beyond this, even by a couple of seconds, it kills the effect. While these are frying naturally, there are certain things we're going to have to put on them. So we'll start off with beef cubes.
Beef cubes?
Yeah. Also, as a meat, based on the measurement and how spicy you want the food to be, that's what determines the amount of everything you put inside. So for this amount, we're using 3.
Okay. Beef cubes.
And then some curry.
Curry? Which is the curry?
The lighter one.
Oh. Let's see.
Yes, this is curry.
That's a lot of spice.
Yes, we pride ourselves in making food that doesn't just appear. It takes a process, so when you finish, you actually know you cooked the meal. Yeah. And then turmeric basically doesn't have any strong effect on the entire meal. It's just for coloring.
Okay.
Because the rice looks nicer when it's a bit more golden.
Yeah.
And then
vibrant.
we finish off with a hint of salt.
Salt?
Yes.
Ooh, that's so oily.
Yes, it will merge with the rice once you put it
And
in.
it will help the rice not stick and together.
Exactly, this one. Can I have a bit more chili?
Ooh, it smells so nice.
Believe
I
me,
smell more of the curry, yeah.
this is like a public holiday in your mouth, that's why.
These guys make everything sound tasty.
At this point, it's,
Wow.
it may be wiser to reduce the heat so that it fries slowly and better. So yeah, it's just about ready. As you can see, it's beginning to get excited.
Yeah.
So we move this to where the rice is and then do the mixing. Clear.
Wow. I'm so excited.
You see what I said about the quality of rice? And it coming out individually, that is very important. Clumpy rice will mess up the entire process.
As you can see now, the colors are mixing in. That looks so colorful. You have the green, you have the yellow, in the carrots.
It's almost like the Kenyan flag.
No. So our rice is done.
Yes, everything is ready. Once that process, in fact, basically once it's finished being fried and you mix it, that's it. So the rice is ready, the plantains are ready. So the only thing left right now would be to deep fry the beef.
I can get the frying bit, so I'm good now. I'm just gonna sit back and wait for you to surprise me. Ooh, so my food is here. It smells so nice. Let's taste this meat. I jump in right to the meat just like a Nigerian. I hope it's not too hot. Let's see. Oh my God. You can taste the liver. I never knew liver and beef could go together. And it's not so hot. You saw all the pepper you put in. It's actually okay. And I can't imagine all this would cost you 300 at Kenjeria, because you saw the whole process. It's a lot of work. You're having 3 different dishes. This is so amazing. I'm coming to Lagos, guys. I had my water here for backup for the chili. I thought it's gonna be so hot. This is so nice. I'm gonna get back to my food, but I have gotten some idea of what I'm gonna make today back in the kitchen. I'm gonna make something Nigerian inspired, and I'm gonna have to invite Oga Imma back to the kitchen to certify that it is actually legit Nigerian food. I find myself at a market in Nairobi on a safari to find exotic ingredients to complete my West African inspired dish.
This is like fillet, sun-dry. Just the same way as this is tilapia sun-dry. Now this one is fillet, sun-dry. And this one is coming from the Tropana.
And the flavor between the smoked and the dry is different. So that means I can have fish, I can have catfish tomorrow. The next day have dry tilapia.
Smoked tilapia. You can now also eat fresh tilapia. You can also eat fried, deep fried tilapia. All that. So you're capable of eating fish from Sunday to Sunday, from fast to fast.
I think I'm going to get this. How much is this?
This one is 450 rupees.
And this is around how many pieces of fish made this?
Depending on the size. But averagely it's about 600 to 700 plus in terms of weight. So but it's pure steak, no bones.
A good deal. I think I'm going to incorporate this in the Nigerian dish because it's a Kenyan fish, but I can still make something Nigerian. And palm oil. I see you have palm oil.
Yeah, you have palm oil.
Where do you get this from?
This one is also from Burundi.
Okay.
We also supply it from Burundi. And we also have cassava flour, fufu. This is their favorite.
They make like out of
cassava flour. And then theirs is, if you look at it, it's very white. It's unlike ours.
Welcome back. So I got to learn a lot from Kenjeria and City Market. I got inspired to make some ugali, but with a Nigerian twist. So I'm going to use cassava flour. Then I'll make fish. The same fish I got from City Market. I boil that and then mix with some coconut and peanut butter. It's gonna be amazing. And then some pumpkin leaves, which I got just from a local market, with tomatoes, onions, and some oil. Then we're done. So I'll start with the ugali. So in goes the cassava flour. Some people like to start by making a porridge and then, they add some flour as they go along. So you want to stir that around and remove the lumps. Okay. So add some flour. Mix that around. For those people who didn't think Sabina can make ugali, the joke is on you. You can put coconut in this. Cassava always goes well with coconut. They are much made in heaven. But since I'm going to put coconut in the fish, I don't want to overpower the whole dish. So I let the fish be the star dish of the day. So mostly in Kenya we use maize flour, but in Western Africa, like Nigeria, some parts of Zambia, where is this, Ghana, they use cassava, or Nigeria uses cassava, semolina. Oh, it's gonna be yummy. Now, in our ugali in Kenya we don't put salt, but I prefer to put salt always to taste. I'll keep turning that around. You might want to cover that. Yeah, so let me get a cover for that. Yeah, just like that, it's okay. So next we move on to our fish. Turn on the fire. I have some mustard inside there just to toast. Yeah, just to burn without any oil. And I'm cooking this dish by faith, like a mustard seed. I'm just cooking by faith. I've never made this dish before, but once you know what works and what doesn't, it's gonna be easy. So in goes the palm oil. Let's smell this. Okay, it's gonna blend well with the coconut, since it's from the same family anyway. Yeah. So burn that up, mix it with the mustard. Very red, oily. So my oil is ready. Next goes in the ginger. That's around a teaspoon of ginger. Look at that red color. Ooh, it's gonna be lovely. So I had to put in some pepper, you know, since I'm trying to incorporate the Nigerian dish. So next I'm going to put in the dried fish. I boiled this in water and salt. You remember we got this at City Market? Together with the water, it will add some flavor. Yep. So big chunks of fish. This is Nile perch. Look at that color, looks nice. So I had to boil this fish beforehand because it takes long to cook. Next, in goes the peanut butter. This reminds me of my Sudanese friend's mother who makes, I think in Sudan they call it kombo, but they add some okra or okra powder. So this is our own version of kombo. You can use a whisk, but I'm just gonna use my mwiko here to just mix in the peanut butter so that you don't get chunks. So you can either use coconut milk or cream. That's around 1 cup. Put that in there. Then let's not forget garlic, please. So when it starts sticking around the sufuria, you know it's almost ready. Although I had this funny formula from my friend from Zimbabwe who says they usually take a piece and throw it on the wall. So I don't know how true that myth is. So I'll just stick to my formula. Yeah. So next, we're gonna leave this to boil for a few more minutes, and then we go to the pumpkin leaves. My pan is on fire, oil. Yeah. I'm gonna put in the onions. This is going to be very simple because the star of the day is the fish. Yeah, in coconut, cream, and peanut butter. So you can use peanut butter in the pumpkin also, or ground nuts, or even coconut milk. So let this turn brown. Keep checking on your fish so that the peanut butter doesn't stick to the pan. Let it thicken up. That's good. I'm lucky I decided to use the dried fish because I was using the smoked fish. The whole estate will know what's happening in my kitchen. So next in goes the tomatoes. I grated the tomatoes so that it just cooks faster. Then curry powder. Immediately, I'll just put all the curry powder inside. Yeah. Stir that up. Then some salt, 2 teaspoons. I just eyeball that because I've made this dish a number of times. I mean, it's just tomato, onions, and vegetables. Yeah. So turn up the heat for my tomatoes to mash up the place. Check on our coconuts, on our fish. I think that's done. You want the cream to be so heavy that it covers the fish. So my tomatoes look ready. Next, I'll put the pumpkin leaves. Now, pumpkin leaves are very nutritious. They have manganese, iron, so they're very good for you. They have like 16 nutrients, so very healthy. So you're gonna leave that for like 10 minutes. I'm not going to put any bicarbonate of soda because I don't want to destroy some nutrients. Bicarbonate of soda actually does that. I'm making this dish for a very special guest. You met him before, Oga Imma from Kenjeria. He's going to be coming here to see if my dish can be Nigeria certified. So my food is ready. I'm here with Oga Imma. You met him earlier at Kenjeria to certify that my food is authentic Nigerian or it can pass for a Nigerian meal. Thank you so much for coming. So I'll get you a spoon.
No, don't worry. I'd already washed my hands in preparation.
You're prepared?
No, where we come from, you eat with your hands, so you experience the food.
Thank you so
understand?
much.
So, yeah.
So I have fish. I made this in peanut butter because I know you guys put some peanut butter.
Yeah.
You can use groundnuts, right?
Yes.
So I made some cassava. It's gari or fufu.
In the south, the gari that we have there is not as elastic as this one, but basically all of them are the same thing.
So you can tell from the way it looks, you can tell how it was made?
Yes.
Wow,
yes, you can tell how it was made and the feeling.
And that's Nile perch. And pumpkin leaves. I beg, Oga, talk now. No, you're going to finish the food.
And you know, isn't it obvious?
It's, tell me.
It's. You sure you didn't have this imported?
No.
This was made here?
Yeah, and it's not from Kenjeria. Yeah?
Very nice. Very nice. Fantastic.
So in case I can't make this food for my friends, maybe I'm out of town, at Kenjeria they can order for delivery. You guys deliver food, even in Nairobi, for all the way from Thika Road. So you guys, if you don't get me in Kenya, you can still get Kenjeria. So that's all we have for you today. Oh, one word to describe my meal.
Chineke.
So you heard it from the Nigerian himself. I beg. That must be a true story. So it's bye-bye with love from the Kenyan cook and the Nigerian eater. Bye-bye. So my oil is ready. I'll put in the ginger. What in the screen? So my oil is ready. So my oil is ready. I'll put in the ginger next. Around 1 teaspoon of ginger. Around 1 teaspoon of ginger.
Rudia tena? Rudia nini? Welcome.